Okay, so this is the first time trying this, and I'm also trying, this is my second time trying the camera option, basically having a camera on myself. Normally I don't have a camera on myself because I don't think there's anything really interesting to record. So I'm just trying to keep myself entertained and distracted at the moment. So I thought I'd try something different rather than gameplay, because I'm just hating modern games at the moment, and I'm finding it hard to find any sort of interesting games that I haven't already played. But I'm not trying to give people a full movie. I'm just trying to give people my critique of that movie and how I feel about this movie. So this movie is Battle Royale, which is something I watched when it first came out, and ever since I've really liked the movie. So I've been lucky enough to find the 3D anniversary version of this. So I'm able to watch this now in 3D. Now this 3D, I've been using 2D to 3D software. It converts a standard 2D movie into a 3D. But this is done really well. I'm going to guess this is similar to Terminator 2 3D, which was done by hand. It's saying the nation collapsed and it's at 15% unemployment, 10 million were out of work. So there's like so obviously there's a mass revolt of all the students boycotting, and juvenile crime rates soar. The main premise behind this is that the juvenile crime rate soared, so they introduced this bill, this act in Parliament. So it's kind of similar to the Purge and the Hunger Games, I guess. But I'd say the Hunger Games is a massive copy of this. This is the original Battle Royale kind of environment. It's literally called Battle Royale and has spawned multiple different genres. So they've already had a Battle Royale, and this is showing you like what the media are like after the first Battle Royale. So she's the survivor of it, and already you can tell, it gives you a great interpretation of who she is as a person for the fact of this scene here, because you see her character. She's just won a Battle Royale where she's had to kill all of her classmates, and she's covered in blood, holding a toy doll. So she's giving off this toy doll vibe. She's giving off this like innocent little girl look. She's the survivor. So for her to survive, well, not just a survivor, she's had to murder multiple people and win in that game of murdering multiple people. So she's the winner of that game. And she's looking very innocent. If you look at her look, she's just like this little innocent little girl. When you think about it, she's had to kill every single one of her classmates and win competition of killing. So looks are deceiving. And my guess with someone like this is they'd probably use a lot of manipulation and poison, because smaller, they're weaker, so physical strength is not going to be their thing, but also they're not necessarily intelligent, so they'll use their looks and their manipulation of verbal between different groups. So she might have pitted two groups against each other and then poisoned one group and then said it was that group that poisoned you and stuff like that, and that's probably how she came out on top. So here it is. This is the scene I want to cut to and talk about. Is look at that like very vindictive, evil smile, and this is just brilliant to like establish. I mean, if you're going to establish a character, say like if they reverse back in time and you actually seen the game she was in as the main character, I mean, it's spoiled because you already know she's the winner. So that's probably why it's not a good idea. But if you was going to set her up as the main character into the movie, this scene here would be absolutely brilliant, because you can see she's such a little manipulative little. I mean, look how innocent she looks like, and that smile of like, I just manipulated my whole classmates and killed them all and won. I probably missed it in the pause. Camera zoomed into the title and the title shot out. That was clearly done for 3D and it looked really good in 3D. So that's already gave me a really good standard of how good the 3D effect is going to be, because it just popped out really well at me. And so did that. So this is the class photo. And I'll let it zoom in and I'll say what. For some reason, some of these characters I'm drawn to as I'm looking at them. I'm not sure if it's because I've seen it before, but some of them I'm drawn to, and that fat guy, I'm drawn to him for some reason, but it's probably because he's on the end and he's quite a wide boy. So that's probably why I'm drawn to him on the end there. But I think it might be the next scene. It was this scene. So her down there, every time I watch this scene, I'm always drawn down to her on the left. There's something about her, and it might just be her eyes, because she's got kind of wide-eyed. Now him is in some other TV shows I've seen, but he's really young in this one. So this must have been his like debut movie or something, because I've seen him in quite another, and there's another one I think it's called like Kenji Game of Chance or something like that, and that'll be another one. If this all goes well, I'll watch that. And that's basically like I think it was before Squid Game, but it's very similar to Squid Game. There's another one as well that's before that. That's like the original Squid Game, and I can't remember it now. I might have to look. This is why I want to rewatch these, because I forget the names and stuff of them as well. So I'll probably have to cut this part out. What's just happened, because it's his dad deciding he did not want to play the game anymore, basically. Now, like I said, I'm going to have to do a lot of talking in this because it's all transformative. Now, if I remember, I'm not sure, there's countries around the world where you have family debt. The debt's not assigned to just one person. You have family debt. So say like if the mother or the father get debt, it's actually the debt of the family. So I think in Japan, or maybe it's like the head of the house gets the debt. But I do remember something where the men end up going, and the family go into debt, so the men end up taking on all the debt or something, and then just disappearing with the debt, so the family can live on. So that the men take the response. Men just like erase their names and everything and just go homeless. So he's left his son alone, really. So there's a few things about this that I don't understand as well, because, and like I said, I've watched the first 10 minutes and it kind of shows them as just normal school kids as well. That's one of the things I don't like. To me, you should be showing them as the juveniles. So like in Akira, if you watch Akira the anime, it shows the bike gowns. To me, that's what this should have shown, but the kids are all like smartly dressed in their uniforms. Maybe I've just been living in the extreme for so long, I can't tell the difference. So this is their standard of juvenile. Is like, we just don't want to go and come to class today. We're all going to take the day off. Is that their idea of the juvenile youth just collapsing? We don't want to do state education today. I guess you could also look at it from the angle of what are they getting up to on this day off? Like, what trouble are they causing? It's been normalized for me. It doesn't really explain who he's running from, why he's got a knife. So I really don't understand that. But he's obviously just cut his leg, that teacher's leg. So that girl just bumped into class and said she doesn't know what's going on because she was late, so all the others took a day off. She picks up the knife the kid drops and then hides it behind her back. Why is she being complicit in this? So that look he gives her as well is like pretty dark look. This guy is actually one of my favourite Japanese actors, and I think his name's Beat Takeshi. He's actually a comedian, so he actually started off as a comedian. Takeshi's Castle. Oh wait, Beat Takeshi. Is this the guy? Is the main guy in Takeshi's Castle? He was like the announcer, like he was like the king. I think he has a stroke or something, and one of his eye, that's why one of he's got like a lazy eye, but he also got like a limp. But he gives him this like gangster look as well, because he's had like this stroke. He's been like stereotyped into like a gangster, even though he's like a funny comedian guy. But he's one of my favorite male actors. I have a lot of Japanese female actresses as well. So obviously he gets stabbed and he just looks at her so despondent, like he's just gave up on the world, and then he just disappears from school after that day. So they just did it. So it just cut to this scene of the basketball, and it just did an awesome 3D effect where the basketball was like flying to the screen. So that was pretty cool. So we zoomed in onto this character. She gives off like a posh vibe and she's yawning through it. So she's just bored. So it's already introducing her as kind of like somebody who sees herself as separated from the rest of the class. So she's probably going to have no problem killing him by the looks of it, if that's how it's introducing her. It says their compulsory education has ended. Now they're on a school bus I'm guessing they're going on like a summer vacation trip as a class. Like really typical like Japanese voice there from the girl. So he'll just magically fell asleep. It's purposely put her perfectly into the shot again. There, look, now she's in the foreground. Now it just cut to the scene of them just all waking up in the classroom.
my heart